Shares of Moderna on the rebound today after its sell-off yesterday. It was also its largest trading volume day ever. More than 125 million shares change hands. That's 6 times its recent average. And my next guest says the stock's rally is becoming exhausted after yesterday's quote-unquote outside down day. For more, I'm joined by Matt Maley. He is the managing director and chief market strategist at Miller Tabak. Matt, it's good to have you. So what's setting off your alarm bells?
Well, Kelly, yeah, two things. Number one, you had this stock get incredibly overbought after its huge rally that you mentioned. You see, its RSI, its relative strength index, got to 90. 70 is considered overbought. So when it gets to 90, that's just really extremely overbought. But also, as you mentioned, this outside down day where a stock goes higher than its previous day's high, lower than its previous day's low, and closes below that previous day's low. You think that might happen a lot, but it actually doesn't happen very often. It just shows that people have just kind of become exhausted. They nobody left to buy, and the thing just drops. And it's kind of funny. I kind of use the example of saying somebody trying to run up a ski slope in their ski boots. I mean, you run. If you run too fast, you get exhausted, you fall, and you slide back down a decent amount, and then it takes you a while to regain your strength to move back up. So I think that's a reason for this stock to make it tough for it to bounce back in a big way.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, where does it go from here? Are there other vaccine stocks that you also think are just acting, too frothy and too much like almost like a Bitcoin or a Tesla or, the kind of speculative, these kinds of plays? And does it matter for investors and for the rest of the public? I mean, does the fact that we're all looking to Moderna to have this incredible vaccine coming, you just kind of ignore the share price unless you're one of those who might have bought in at what hopefully won't be the highs in that case?
Right. Yeah, there's definitely concern. I mean, there's sometimes a difference between a stock and a company. And sometimes there's a difference between the story behind the stock and the stock's price. And I think in this case, that's what's happening with Moderna. I mean, you got to question politically, how much money can they or Pfizer, whoever, who has these vaccines, how much money can they make politically for themselves? They don't want to be seen as gouging people. And of course, Washington, D.C. is not going to like it if they make too much of a profit on these drugs. But also remember that Merck, there's smart people at Merck. They sold their entire position of Moderna recently, and the CEO of Pfizer sold 60% of his personal holdings. One thing I've learned in this business over 30 years is that when smart people sell, you take notice, you pay attention. And again, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the drug or the company, but the stock price has just gotten too far ahead of itself.
We got to go, Matt, but do you have a downside price target in mind?
Well, I'm thinking kind of 120, but to be honest with you, it could fall all the way as low as 100 on a technical basis. That's what its old resistance level, it becomes its new support level. So below 20 start accumulating, and I think 100 would be its ultimate downside, but that's a lot further below from where it is right now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.